Welcome to another season of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. Go for good times, go for GoMart. I'm your host, Sports Information Director Jagger Furr, and with me now is head cross country coach Dan Meyers. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Jagger, thanks for having me. Good to be back.
All right, Coach, just wanted to talk about 2024 before we talk about the new year. It was an historic season for you guys. The women were fifth, men were sixth at the MECs. You had a pair of all MEC performers, the MEC Freshman of the Year on the men's side, some record high finishes at the Atlantic Regional. What was 24 like for you from the coach's chair?
Yeah, so obviously, it was when I got here in 2021. It was a goal to build an established distance program, and as we've done that, it's been a lot of ups and downs. The league has got better as a whole in distance running. I believe that even if you look towards the track side, that our distance side is by far the most competitive in the league. Last year was a great year to get us put on the map. Our women started out hot in the season last year, and due to some injuries, we kind of hold on to our success early on, and our men just got stronger every single meet. We were a young team last year, and we might be even younger this year, 1 through 10. So last year was a historic year for us, but we're hoping to build on it and keep putting Glenville on the map in terms of cross country and distance running.
And you mentioned that you signed 11 newcomers, all freshmen, 4 on the women's side, 7 on the men's side. What do you think about this class? What can they do for you moving on?
Yeah, I think going into last year, when we brought in, like Nick Pitchford, Pat Riley, Jenna Barnett, I think there were some more household names that we brought in last year that, people across the state were familiar in the terms of recruiting. Not saying that we didn't do that this year. Laura Kane was runner-up in the state in single A in cross country. But on the guys' side, I mean, truthfully, like a lot of those guys were just kind of grinders. And every single day that they put feet to pavement, they're a better runner than they were the day before, and that kind of showed in our early season time trial. But Will Holland's coming across the pond for us. Darius Gray, Landon Griffith, Lance Busey, Luke Barr, Natalie's brother, is joining us. So we've had a lot of competitive freshmen into the mix, and it's really pushed our returning group from last year.
And with those newcomers, you also returned a lot from last year. I mean, a good reason why is you were just so young in 24, like you mentioned. How exciting is it for you knowing how much you bring back this year?
Yeah, I mean, on the men's side, our whole top 10 as of today is all freshmen, sophomores, based on our time trial and all the workouts that we've put in place so far. On the women's side, we do have one senior, a junior in the top 10, but mostly 2 juniors in the top 10, and then mostly freshmen and sophomores. But we do bring back a great core bunch. On the men's side, Pat Riley, obviously MEC Freshman of the Year last year. Nick Pitchford, I think there's definitely a friendly rivalry there. I think Nick's only going to get better at cross country every single year with his speed and strength and the endurance that he's building up. He's putting in probably 15 to 20 more miles a week than he was this time last year. So those two are heavy hitters. And then Caden Davis didn't have the cross country season he wanted last year, but had a great track season, and he's been running in our top 3 and 4. Jackson Mallett was our consistent number 3 last year, and with the freshmen that we've brought in, he's been our 6, 7. So, just looking at our time trial results right here, we had 9 guys ahead of where our number 4 was last year in terms of, and we're in the same distance, same everything, similar conditions. I'm really excited to see what they do, and obviously returning Natalie. I probably say this every year, but this is the fittest that she's ever been. Jenna Barnett, fittest that she's ever been. Abby Dixon, Katie Hicks. Our top 4, our very solid top 4 from last year, are all returning. And then add Laura Kane into that mix, who's been running about 3 right now for our workouts. We're really excited. We can't really control what the rest of the conference does, but as a whole, we got a lot better.
And you mentioned that time trial you already completed. August practices are out of the way. Meet day's getting closer. It's on Thursday. How do you feel this year's team is shaping up so far?
I think really, really well. We've thrown a lot of different workouts at them. Most of the team, about 90%, are running their highest mileage weeks ever. If you would have told me 4 years ago that I'd have 3 girls that before September hit 55 miles a week, Cameron Armstrong, Jenna Barnett, Laura Kane, and Natalie Barr all hit 55 miles last week, which is insane. That was more than our guys team was running 4 years ago. So we're growing growing as a group in terms of our volume. We're only putting the volume on people that we know can make it work. Some are more effective on lower mileages, but we're a team that's putting in the work, and we're really excited to see where this lands. But at the same time, I want us to control our expectations. We still are very young, but I still think we're a sleeper in the league for sure.
And we mentioned the meet on Thursday at the West Liberty Invite. It's a familiar place for your returners, but it's going to be the first ever college race for a lot of your freshmen, 11 of them. So what do you want to see? What are your expectations for Thursday?
I think the Bethany course, Coach Gwynn, when he was at Bethany, now the interim head coach for the whole program at West Liberty, he takes phenomenal care of that course, so I'm really excited to mix it up. With West Liberty, I think Charleston's going to be there. I think Wesleyan's going to be there. Some PSAC schools, Point Park, another great program that the MEC added last year. It's a great test for the first meet. It's a fair but fun course. There's some flat sections. There's some rolling hills. It brings a little bit of everything to the table. And the guys will be running a little under distance at 6K, but that sets up really, really well because we have about 3 weeks off to focus on training to build up for the 8K. And the women, one of my goals for this year, last year we pretty much owned the 6K all-time marks. My goal this year is to kind of get all of our faces on that 5K list as well. We have 3 right now. I think Katie Hicks, Jenna Barnett, and Natalie are in top 10 all time. I'd love to get some more names on that list, but it's going to be a great opener. It looks like it's going to be like actually mid 60s, so like perfect weather. But we're ready to go. We worked out yesterday since we're racing on Thursday. Went really well. The team's excited. A lot of youth, a lot of energy. Just very blessed to work with the group that we have.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on today. And good luck this week.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me, I've head volleyball coach Kiara Perkins. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Coach. Before we talk about 2025, I wanted to ask you just what did 2024 teach you, just from the coaching perspective?
Just for the coaching perspective, it definitely helped to show that how we handle adversity. We know definitely didn't produce like we had hoped, but with having the returners that we have coming in for a whole nother season, and a lot of them going into their senior year, it kind of helped to set the tone for what we want for this season.
And after last year, you were busy in the offseason. You brought in 12 newcomers, with 7 of those being transfers. You really revamped the roster. Was that kind of your plan all along after last year ended?
Yeah. After last season, we really got to evaluate like what we needed on our side, but also to kind of evaluate for the competition that we play and how we can help to vamp and set the tone with our practices, with our games, and really just to put us in the best spot possible.
And you mentioned practice. You've been practicing for weeks now. What do you like out of your girls thus far?
The energy. It's definitely, even from the first day, how they were in the weight room, how they are in practice, the energy, it's so contagious. And even with our past scrimmage this past weekend, just the energy that we had on the sidelines, it's something completely different, and it's going to be very exciting this year.
And you had that scrimmage this weekend. You also had your annual blue-white scrimmage last Wednesday. What are some positives that you took away from both of those scrimmages?
During that scrimmage, we want the girls to get a feel for those game lights and want to get that first game jitters out and stuff. So I think that definitely helped especially with the newcomers that we have, and some of those even being freshmen, just to see how they came out and, swinging away and giving their full effort. I think that has really helped to push our team even more, and just kind of make it even more challenging with our practices and even just when we're playing against each other.
And the Pioneers will open up the 2025 campaign this weekend at home. You'll face Bluefield State and Shawan on Friday. Besides some wins, what do you want to see out of your girls in those first 2 games of the year?
During the first games that we have coming up this weekend, definitely we want to see the energy continue to build off of what we have right now. Just because volleyball, it is a very energetic sport, and we know the momentum can change like in a shift of a point. So being able to keep that energy no matter what it is, and we know especially when we go away for away games, we don't have as many fans there. So finding the opportunity to create our own noise, and having the opportunity to do it in our own gym the very first weekend, I think that's going to be very huge.
And you'll wrap up the weekend against Carson Newman and West Virginia Wesleyan in a non-conference game on Saturday. How important do you feel it is, especially for the team morale, especially with the slow start you had last year too, to start this first weekend off strong?
I think definitely building off strong this weekend. I think it's going to help us to set the tone of really we know what the pieces that we have, and now it's just going out there and believing it every single day.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on this today, and we'll speak to you next week.
Thank you.
This fall, GoMart's got your chance to kick your tailgating game up a notch. Now through the end of October, enter GoMart's Get in the Game contest for your chance to win the ultimate tailgate package. Win a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, a pop-up tent, a portable grill, and a cooler. It's everything you need to pregame for your favorite team. To be entered to win, head to your local GoMart and scan the QR code in-store. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me, I've had women's soccer coach J.R. Dodson. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Jagger.
All right, Coach, you're coming off an historic 2024. It was the most wins overall and in conference play in program history. Just what do you make of how last year went for you all?
We're just constantly building. Young team last year. We're still kind of young, so excited about what's upcoming. I think last year we left a couple games on the table, and I think they realize that, and they're hungry this year.
And you lost the program's all-time goals leader in Merrill Smets due to graduation, but you added some transfers and some high schoolers as well. How do you feel this recruiting class can help you this year and beyond?
I think with this recruiting class and the players we have coming back, this is going to be the best team that's ever been on the pitch for Glenville State. We're really excited to keep everybody healthy. I think we got some exciting players to come watch.
And you returned some key starters, Atana Viejo and Marceli Stoller, plus another 5 starters. What's this do for you from an execution and an expectation standpoint for the season?
Well, I think all of our expectations are very high. Mm-hmm. We want to be at the top of the conference this year, and I think Emma, coming back last year, she played in that center back role, and that's what she's going to be doing this year. She's going to anchor us really well back there. Brooklyn's back there as well, captain on the team, and then as you move up into the midfield, Marcelli speaks for herself. Great little player. And then we're excited to see what Solaris does for us up top, and all the players, honestly, and then the returners have set the standard and the tone for the year.
And I've been practicing for weeks now. Just kind of give me an insight on how you think the team looks as you head into game week.
Well, if take the injuries out, Jagger, I think it's going to be so exciting. We've always had issues scoring goals. We added Coach Harry, along with Juliana that was here last year, and goalkeeper coach in Dakota. And I think our offense is so much better now. Mm-hmm. And not because of the player difference, but just being able to have that extra coach to help offensively. So we can kind of split up. So, yeah, super excited.
And the Pioneers will open the new season on Sunday at Mars Hill. Now they've already played a game once. They'll play on Thursday against Young Harris. What have you seen from last year? What do you expect out of them this year?
Well, it's going to be a little bit different. Mars Hill, I think it's going to be a different program than what they have in the past. They just hired a new coach, Gene Smith, and I don't know if the name's recognizable to you or not, Jagger, but he used to coach at Cal PA. He was there for 4 years. Took him to the NCAA 3 out of the 4 years. He coached at D&E and became that was back when it was the GMAC. He was coach of the year for the GMAC. Then he went to D1, then Bluefield. So we're going up against a quality coach. I think it's going to make a team going to challenge us a bit.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on in. Good luck this week.
All right, thank you, Jagger.